change that yet. There, here we are. We're live. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. Come on in. I'm running over to my Facebook first, though, just before I forget it.
I think we should talk Kirby.
It's Sunday. We'll talk Kirby on Friday.
I know. Carry on with that Kirby book that we're looking at on Fridays.
Yeah. And it's so much fun. I figured that we'd go through it in a day, in one episode. And now we're on our third episode on it, and we're barely halfway into the book. It's crazy. We haven't even I think we just got past Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm doing Hulk.
Yeah.
Come on in, folks. We see you out there. It's time for the Sunday Funnies. Dr. Death says he's a collector. I'm a collector. Glad you're here. Dr. Death, that was already on the board this morning when I got into the room. It says, where can I get X-rated comics? It's a real good question.
He needs to buy some Serpieri.
I can tell you're not going to find them on the newly published Penthouse comics. Those are kind of R. So it's not X-rated stuff. Well, Doctor, you might have to go back to about the 60s and 70s and start looking at some of those old underground books.
If you get some Serpieri stuff from Italy, I don't know. I think they're banned here. I don't think they're allowed.
I can't say I've seen any over here either.
You've not seen Druna? You've seen it?
Druna, I've seen, yes.
Yeah, but they don't sell the books, yeah.
Okay.
But you can buy an air what's it? A machine gun.
Oh yeah. I've got a great book on Tijuana Bibles. I mean, it is about the best, most authoritative book you could ever imagine, and prints the majority of them that they could find back in the 40s and 50s, and in it. But there's no way we could show it on this show,
right?
And not get completely banned.
Could you not do an X-rated one, or do they not allow that?
I don't think so. I don't think YouTube would allow that much.
Right.
So their nudity standards only go so far.
Well, what
definitely
we need
not into X-rated territory.
That's another thing Luke should be working on. Then is a podcast arm of Luke Stone Studios. That's
not really conducive with his beliefs. So he's not much of an X-rated.
He said no censorship. So
as long as the campaign meets open public standards, absolutely. Fund My Comics will run that campaign, but and you can put whatever content in the book. Just tell people about it. Here is this is not a family-oriented book. I would consider this book rated XXX, and yeah. And you're probably going to see a lot more of that, especially now that the comics in general are becoming more independent, and you're seeing a lot more individuals, doing their own personal stuff. You're going to see, I'm sure you just have to keep your eyes open and figure out, where the best platform is for you to get that kind of material. So keep looking, Dr. Death, keep looking. I'd go out and find some of these older retailers, maybe check Mile High Comics. They might have some great underground books. So I would imagine that they're behind at least an 18 and over wall in order for you to see them. A lot of these retailers used to carry a box under the counter for a while, and they used to have their own little section. Some of the better retailers had a curtained off aisle that of all X-rated material there for a little bit when Eros Comics was running and the undergrounds were still steamy and real popular. So Fantagraphics has printed everything that R. Crumb has done, and a lot of that, some of that material, it goes from all ranges.
Yeah.
So he covers a lot of ground.
Same folks, with Richard Corbin.
Who?
Richard Corbin.
Yes. Yep. Richard Corbin also. Yep. Matt Black's in the house. Morning, afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well, Matt. Well, I'll run the opening. We'll get things underway here. Let's start with this.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Got a new opening for that too. Whenever I get around to it, I keep promising myself I'm going to change those books. Come on in, folks. Sunday Funnies for the 9th of June, 2024. We got a great book to look at today, and wonderful career retrospective book of the great Nick Cardy that we'll be looking at here in a minute. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my stuff over at arrowcomics.store. And while you're there, look for HeroBot Zero, which is a book that I did. Number one's primarily by myself, a little help from Mr. Randy Schilling. And that's a 3-foot-tall giant robot, defends his city from large monsters as long as he can do it on the clock and get time and a half for overtime. There's a lot of other great books over there. Not all of them I did, but if you're there and you see Paragon, I wrote that, created the character. It's kind of like my version of Superman. It's got a great twist ending at the end of it. And hope that you enjoy and buy that one as well. There's also Calico over there, Calico Shard. I should probably enlarge myself here. Boom. Calico Shard with great artwork by C. Michael Lanning. It's a nice fantasy adventure as well. So go over there and take a look. We just finished off a campaign over at fundmycomic.com for the Shadow Kingdom, which is a Robert E. Howard short that was in short story that was in public domain, the first sword and sorcery tale. The books are all out over in England and Europe, and they are just about out of the printer here, and that campaign will be fulfilled shortly, and I can't wait for folks to get that in their hands. It was a lot of fun adapting that story to comic form with artwork by the great Russ Leach, who's normally with us on this program, but he's off sunning himself on an island somewhere. And we wish him the best. Hope he's having a great holiday. So also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. If you go over to the aforementioned From My Comic, you'll be able to pick up a copy of my character Hatch in this annotated book, which details his origin and life and all this. It's got lots of artwork in it, unpublished artwork, pencil work, and all kinds of stuff. So go and check out that. I also write books. I've got 11 books on Amazon at the moment, different subjects, science fiction, adult humor, Kennedy assassination, children's books, all kinds of things. But the best one for this particular podcast is this Jack Kirby book, which I wrote about my 2 visits to see him at his house. And if you get in touch with me, there's also a film of the event, which you could on a DVD. And last but not least, I publish Comics Unlimited magazine, which is a periodical which comes out occasionally, starting off as bi-monthly, but other things, life gets in the way. But it's a 100-page magazine, and it's all about comics. And you can find that on Amazon. And just Google my name, and you'll find loads of stuff.
Comics Unlimited, printed wheneverly.
Yes,
just,
wheneverly, yeah.
Yeah, just watch Amazon.
I think I'll put that on the cover on the next one, wheneverly.
Printed wheneverly. Yeah. Folks, we've got, like I said, a great book, The Art of Nick Cardy. We're going to take a look at today. This book was published while Nick was still alive by Coates Publishing. There's Mr. Cardy right there.
Yeah, he died in 2013, didn't he? So it was 93.
Yep, there you are.
So he had a good innings.
Nice long career, doing what he loved in comics. Did quite a lot of work. Was really known as a cover artist. There, he's looked back on his for his covers and his work on Teen Titans. He's got a very individual look to his work.
He just before we get into the book, he also painted the advertising poster for Apocalypse Now.
There you are. Yep.
I've seen that poster many times, but I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
So he has a variety, a wide variety of publication history.
He does. He's like Jack Davis. He's done all sorts of commercial work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So back then, you did whatever you could in order to make a little money drawing. So he had some big gigs. He had some not so big gigs. I told you off camera, the first earliest story I saw from him was in Planet Comics, which we had looked at a couple times here on Sunday Funnies. In it like issue 10 or 11, he's got a story in Planet Comics back in 1943, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a very long, distinguished career in comics, as well as commercial art. So we'll see a lot of that here. Opening the page. Oh, what's that?
Oh,
it's a couple signatures. This is edition 972 of 1,000. It's limited to 1,000. Nick signed it here, and then I had it sign it to me.
Wow.
From him. Just
you kept that one quiet, didn't you, for a while?
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of people that know who Nick Cardy is. That's kind of why I want to do this.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Wanted to look at this book.
He's one of those guys who you'll have seen his artwork, but you wouldn't know his name. And I'm one of those people. I've heard of him. I knew he did Aquaman, but he's done such a lot of stuff.
You'll see a lot of iconic imagery here because I don't know of anybody who could compose a more memorable cover than Cardy could. Neil Adams came close a couple times, and Neil's got such a realistic style and recognizable style, but Nick had a unbelievable composition sense, I think.
Was he not working off Carmine's roughs for those covers?
I think they submitted roughs for those, and then they approved the one that they wanted, because a lot of that is Cardy's Cardy's work. I really started noticing his stuff when I was buying the 100-page super spectaculars, because he did a lot of these covers that featured all of these different characters on it, because those spectaculars all had short contained stories. Here's a page from Lady Luck that he did. That was part of the spirit section.
Right.
Lady Luck title page. Panels.
It's a strange logo.
Lady Luck's were like the spirit sections, only they were short.
Yeah.
So, it's also a creation of Eisner. Here's another couple of them.
Yeah, because he worked at Iger and Eisner, didn't he? I think he started his career there. Was it 1939, I think?
Probably as a young kid, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think he was about 20. I think he's just a bit older than Eisner. I'm not sure. 19 or 20, but what a great draftsman you can see early on in this stuff.
Yeah.
Really solid drawing. I mean, for somebody so young,
Right.
Look at that on the previous page at the bottom where you see the top of a hat. The last panel. Look at that.
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
That's great.
It's real Eisner-ish. I know you said it's to do with that, but it's you can see the influence there, can't you?
Yeah, I'm sure Eisner was watching over all of this material.
Yeah.
So especially at this point, because this was their main bread and butter. It's Quicksilver, character from Quality Comics. Jungle Comics, Jumbo Comics here, folks.
He was there when George Tusker was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They were all there. Kirby went through Iger and Eisner, didn't he?
Not for very long. Yeah. He was there for a little bit.
Yeah, but they all seemed to go through that little studio situation for a while.
Well, they were the place there for the longest time. They were outputting a ton of material.
Yeah.
So you wanted a job and you were a little bit talented. You got in.
I mean, you were saying off air that Will Eisner and Jerry Iger really recognized what was happening with the cartoon strip, didn't they? And began making the comic books.
Yeah.
Because didn't they first compile the strips, and then that inventory ran out, and so they started producing new comic book stuff.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it was. Or was it Seahawk? I think it is that Eisner had during the early days of Pirate Strip that got limited release, and then they started putting it in the comics.
Right.
Yeah, here's Flint Baker from Planet Comics. Samar That's probably in Jungle Comics.
Yeah.
Jane Martin. Betty
Look
Bates.
at that.
Idiot
Look at that guy. Look at that guy's face that he's hit there at the bottom. It's sort of flat
Yeah.
where he's hitting.
Like,
Look at his face. Brilliant.
it's great.
Really solid drawing, though, isn't it? Look at that girl, that Jane Martin there. It's just fantastic, isn't it?
It is.
Look at that waist.
That's something like you would see on a bomber plane.
That's
You know,
right.
that kind of good girl art.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only probably not wearing as much there that she would
course,
on the sign on the bomber. Yeah. A great piece.
Look at that. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Wonder Boy. Don Glory, champion of democracy. There we are. It's another great female shot right there.
Wow. This is just amazing stuff. Look at the blacks on that cowboy shot there with the stairs and everything.
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
Great stuff in those westerns.
Absolutely outstanding.
Impact there. Bam.
Wow, that needs a whack.
Oh, that's from Lost World. That was in Planet Comics. That's Hunt Bowman right there.
Right, yeah.
That's who that is. I got to dig those up and take a look at them. That's a post-apocalyptic strip that ran in Planet Comics for quite a while. It's really popular.
Look on the top left panel of Wonder Boy, the way they're coming out of the panel, the hand and the foot and the knee, all out of the panel. That's great, isn't it?
It is. It's great stuff.
When is that from? Is it 1941?
It's from Planet Comics.
Is it 43?
Nope, that's Lost World. That's Wonder Boy. Here is from early 40s.
Right, I'm just wondering whether he did this before Kirby started doing it in Captain America.
No, I wouldn't think so. Or if it was right around the same time.
Right.
Just 1940.
Right.
For quality, yeah. Early 1940s.
That's a typical American girl from the 40s, isn't it? That look.
Yeah, it is.
That's great. So. Wow. Oh, that I don't know whether it tells you in there, but he was in the 66 Armored Division or something, or the 3rd Armored Division, and he designed that patch, the Black Panther patch,
right here. Yep.
But he messed up because he was stateside. He was posted stateside, and when he designed that patch, one of the generals was so impressed, he wanted him to do artwork in Europe, so he got shipped out to Europe when he had a good gig at home. He went into the war, and that drawing there on the top right, he kept he wrote and drew a journal while he was there, and that must be from it. That'd be something worth publishing, wouldn't it? To see that, his thoughts and his illustrations. That'd be something to do. I don't know whether it's ever been done.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Since
it's in the 66th Infantry Division, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And you got sent over. He was a tank driver. He drove a Sherman tank.
Really?
Yeah.
And drew at the same time, huh? That's great.
Well, I don't know about that, but he was drawing something.
There's more. Look at that. Just blown out.
Yeah. Fantastic, isn't it?
Pen and ink. Yeah, pen and ink. Sketch completed in the field, post battle. Nick added the description. Ollenburg, Germany, isolated. No, I can't hardly read that. Sorry, I need my other glasses. Something SS. Let me switch glasses here.
I can't read it.
I can't either. Damn fine print.
It just said there on the page that they made him a tank driver because he could drive a truck.
There you are. Hey, can you drive a truck? Drive this tank. Pen and ink sketch completed in the field post-battle. Nick added his description. Dellenberg, Germany, reported SS troops, town stirring up, people to resist. Just past burning ammo truck, Jerry, when exploded, 12th of March. Yeah,
Wow.
1945.
Yeah, Kirby was home by then. Look at that. Look at these. I just said that all these drawings he did in the army, it looks like they're publishing them in this book.
Yeah.
He was doing watercolors as well, so I wonder if some of these things were actually in color.
No, it says pen and ink, so it's probably ink wash. And he was doing them in the field, so he probably didn't have a set of watercolors.
Yeah.
All 45 again, too. It's crazy stuff. Ship here.
Fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, the letters from soldiers get vetted so they don't give away positions and things. It makes you wonder if anybody saw this stuff and thought, why is he doing this, you know?
Well, he probably kept it with him in a sketchbook.
Yeah.
Probably in his backpack. Chapter 4, 46 to 53, the post-war years. Senorita Rio.
Wow, it's fantastic, isn't it?
You draw anything.
Look at that, wow.
There's a bit of sequentials there.
That Civil War guy getting a cannonball through his hat.
Bouncing cannonball.
Oh,
yeah.
Boom.
Some great Jumbo Comics covers here.
Casey Ruggles.
Nick ghosted for Warren Tufts on the popular newspaper daily adventure strip Casey Ruggles. Yeah.
Look at that last cover there. Look at that circle with those monkeys and that woman, that girl. Look at the circle of the composition.
Sheena.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Sheena, the Jungle Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Wow.
Also a creation of Eisner's here. Sheena.
Right. Oh, look at this.
Ghosting Tarzan. Hey, can you draw like Vern Hogarth? I think so.
Yeah, it's easy. Oh, kill that lion for no reason.
Tarzan Daily strip from 1960.
Wow.
Drawn in pen and sable brush.
These guys can draw, can't they?
Oh, yeah.
And spot the blacks and everything, you know, it's just wonderful.
I love his Tarzan, too. His Tarzan's awesome.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Wow.
Always wanted to print Tarzan when I was doing the newspaper. I could never get a hold of it. They wouldn't go back in their archives for somebody who had a circulation as a newspaper as low as mine, in order to dig out the strips and let me buy a block to reprint.
Okay. So they'd rather have nothing than something.
Well, I could carry the daily strip if I wanted to, but the daily strip at that point was done by I can't remember the guy's name. I want to say Cabela, but it might be a different pronounced name. But he wasn't nearly as good as this material or as the Russ Manning material that I wanted to print. This looks like Russ Manning here. There's some of this stuff, a lot of his look to it.
Look at that face on the other side with the helmet on, with the black outline on the just under your thumb. That look at that. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's great.
That's brilliant.
A lot of emotion there.
Yeah.
Just a great strip in general. It's so much fun. Again, it's fantastic, Sean.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
This is what
Good lettering as well.
Tarzan. I don't know. This doesn't look like Tarzan here.
More like Indiana Jones. Chained to my past. Look at that.
Look at this silhouette used here.
Yeah.
Just great.
Fantastic.
So strips a lesson in storytelling right there. Just that.
Well, there's that one on the previous page where he pulls the arrow out that guy's back.
Where are you looking?
On the previous page, just go back a page.
Oh, back one.
Yeah, and on the right-hand page,
Yeah.
he shows you, he pulls the arrow out of his back. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd like to know who's lettered it.
He probably did it himself, or he had an assistant that did it. Usually for syndicated strips like this, you had to do everything or pay somebody to do it for you.
Well, if he does it himself, he's got no right to be that good at doing both.
Says Nick Splash panel standards new attraction. I'm trying to see where the strips are from. Sorry, folks. I had to bring this up a little bit and look at it in the light. Standards Ultimate Love number 20. Below more Major North strips. This is from a strip called Major North. Yeah. Back then, comic strips was where the money was. So
yeah,
that's what you wanted to do. You couldn't get a comic strip, you'd get into advertising. If you couldn't do that, you tried to get somewhere a newspaper illustration job. If you couldn't do that, you went and pumped gas. And if you couldn't do that, then you drew comics. Back in those
again,
days.
it's another lesson in composition, isn't it? And sequential art and drawing as anatomy and faces and everything. It's just beautiful work.
Incredibly well done strips, yeah. Advertising art.
Wow.
Do not handle the merchandise.
Wow, fantastic.
It's 47.
Customs.
Chapter 5, early DC years, 48 to 61. Daniel Boone. Custom Scott. All those Daniel Boone covers.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. So like that logo.
Yeah, it's great. Isn't it?
There we go. Now we're getting more into his style of work, especially his brushwork here. It's really reminiscent of his later DC material here as well. Look at that. That's a great face.
It's fabulous. Look at that. Look at that. The line work on that girl at the bottom there with the dress coming towards you on the left. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, just fantastic. I love his feathering work.
And the way,
work, just amazing.
And the way he blends it in with the background as well, with the same kind of stroke.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Alex Raymond right there. Influence.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
And you can see that.
Look at that to the left up where it says 45432. Look at that guy's side of his face. It looks like Gene Colan kind of face, doesn't it?
Almost like Neil Adams there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene Colan kind of angle.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous.
Great angle. Let's see.
Wow.
Here as well. Nice expression. Crazy. Very advertising art. This almost looks like Adams again here, especially in the background.
And look at that. Looks like Superman, that, doesn't it? A Murphy Anderson, Kurt Swan Superman. Down at the bottom, right at the bottom. Side view.
Yeah. Yeah, and the choice of ink line here on the profile.
Yeah.
Real hard around that chin.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fantastic stuff. This feathering here again. Show like a little frost on that window.
Does he have a torch next to that where it says splash? Or is it? Yeah, it's a torch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's shining. What a great way to show it, you know, the silhouette and then the light.
Yep.
Wow, this is good stuff.
Just great.
I'm gonna have to get this book, I think.
Hollywood writer. Covers for Gangbusters. House of Secrets here.
With an ape in it. Ape cell,
With a grape. Yeah, with a gorilla. A grape ape. Yeah, gorilla.
A gorilla and a dinosaur. Is that what you need on your cover?
Gorilla, dinosaur, and I believe what they were said the color purple really sold a lot. But yeah, whenever the sales were low on a book, they'd throw a dinosaur or a gorilla on the cover, and the numbers would pop. Got more folks in the chat here. Let me see who we got. Says love that meme. Hello, HR in the house. Nice to see you here, HR. This is Nick Cardy's horror covers. This is top. Yeah, we'll get to some of those. And if you couldn't here in the UK, you sign on the dole. LOL. Yeah. And get everything paid for you. If Rain's in the house, nice to see you. Here, it's great that you cover the old masters. That's what we love to do here, HR. We just, anybody that inspires us. You don't have to be an old master. You can be a young master too. If there's somebody out there you want us to take a look at, let us know. But this is one of those books I've always wanted to show off because not a lot of people know who Nick Cardy is, but they should. His early Tomahawk, Congo Bill. You get into some of the Silver Age superhero covers and you'll really recognize his work because a lot of those covers are very iconic.
I think I must have missed most of his work because I didn't read a lot of DC when I was a kid.
What's this? It's this 50s DC too. Everything's all Code Authority and a lot of times you were either Marvel or DC at that point.
Congo Bill.
Congo Bill.
Look at that center thing there where he's in that boat and that crocodile has got that piece of wood jamming his mouth open. Fantastic. That rhino, is it a rhino? Yeah, that rhino at the bottom. Wow. And elephants and all sorts of things. Wow.
That's Congo Bill.
Congo Bill.
He was in Adventure Comics, I want to say. Let's see if they've got something here. He might have had his own book for a while. I'm sure he did. Yeah, there it is. Those are covers here. So yeah, he had his own book for a little bit. That's back when superheroes weren't as popular. So Congo Bill, Tomahawk, Gangbusters, Westerns, Jungle Stories, Bob Hope, Jerry Lewis. Comics were out at that point. And you get to Aquaman, Chapter 6, 61 to 68, Aquaman and the Teen Titans. It's classic stuff. Look at that. Love that.
Wow. Good job they didn't let Vinny on it.
Yeah. Well, I think he inked the majority of his work, especially in the later years, because it's very, he's got a very unique inking style to his stuff. I don't ever remember him inking somebody else.
So he's a bit like Ditko, isn't he? Just does the full artwork.
Yeah.
Wow.
Groundbreaking birth story of Aquaman. Here he gives birth to a kid, and then they can't wait to kill him off.
Got a kid, got all his hair, got more hair than I ever had. He's only just been born.
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go. We're starting to get into the real classic stuff.
Wow, look at that. Look at that right on page. Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's
The
fantastic.
Aquaman cover without the logo.
When's that from?
1968, unpublished cover.
Oh,
A slightly altered version appeared for the cover of Aquaman number 44.
this is what we were saying the other day about covers, wasn't it? I mean, that's obviously been inked. So why wasn't it sort of rejected at the pencil stage, you know?
I don't know, but they made him redraw it. So I can dig up what that looks like.
I hope he got paid.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Fabulous work.
Just a second, and I'll have that up here. No, not from that direction. I won't. Let's try it again. Give me just a second here. Freaking Google. Never wants to take you where you ask first time up. Oh. No, that's not going to hold it either. All right.
It's okay.
Give me just a second here.
Do you know what? One of the things that I see most about these old master guys is that they're not scared of putting down a line, are they? Look at that girl's face when she's shouting. Look at the side of her face, that holding line there in that center panel where it's just her face. They're not scared of putting that line down. I always think of Dick Ayers and, people like that. They really get that line in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see a lot of that at the moment.
It has been slightly redrawn here. Let me share. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. They've changed the wall under him or something is.
Let me take a closer look here. They changed this guy here to where he's happy.
Yeah.
That guy had his arm out in the original, and it's tucked back in.
Yeah.
This guy has got his arm out pointing at Aquaman. That's probably what they wanted, is more attention on Aquaman. This guy here is the same, probably a redraw. Aquaman is about the same. He's got a slightly longer chin, a little bit more mouth. So yeah, and these guys here on the side are the same. They just added dialogue.
Right.
So yeah, the title will be up in about an hour. But if I don't have water, I die in 2 minutes.
I'm just trying to work out what's under his chin. Is it a wall? It's not
Yeah.
on the. It's not on the original one.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
not.
seem to, it doesn't seem
That's
to
part
work.
Part of the
Is it-
pier. They turned it into like a foundation here.
Right. Still doesn't look right though, does it? I think shouldn't his shoulders be in front of it?
They might have thought that was confusing, so they put the rest of the dock in here.
It's made it even more confusing to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still just a small redraw. But a great cover. That's nice. Aquaman and Mira. And this is the material that I remember when I first recognized Cardy was the Teen Titans work. That's such a individual look to his work.
When was he doing that?
That
Teen
was
Titans.
done in looking 68.
Right. When did Perez start on Teen Titans? In the
Perez
70s?
redid Titans in the 70s. This is the original run of Titans that they were on. This is back when they were hip college students.
Right.
Running around as a group, just as Lilith was coming in and Gronk, and you hardly ever, after a while, they took them even out of their superhero costumes and had them running around in everyday clothes. There's Jericho coming in with that negative space here. This is also a cover.
Yeah.
They use that almost that same image as the cover. It's great stuff.
Wow. Does this book not have any of his pencils in?
I'm not sure. It's got a wide variety of stuff, though. HR says Bob Oxner is one that has been in the shadows. I dig his Angel and Ape covers. Oh, yeah. He was very good comedy gestures, and he knows to draw the babes good. I would be glad if you got something from him. I've been wanting to dig up some of the old Jerry Lewis and Bob Hope comics just to show them off, because it's Oxner and Mort Drucker did some of that work as well to show. Well, I'll have to keep my eyes open for some of that material. Great Aquaman cover. Yeah, it was fantastic. So many great covers here. There's another great Teen Titans cover.
Wow.
Look at that zip screen here. Very good on mood,
Yeah.
especially the noir.
Look at that bottom panel where the girl's legs are in the silhouette.
Yeah. Yep.
Fabulous.
Just great.
Wow.
Big Batlash cover.
Look at that gun being drawn there from the holster on there. Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
I've got a showcase presents of Batlash. I've just never sat and read it. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Sergio Aragonis wrote a lot of that stuff, I believe. And Cardy drew it.
That doesn't really work though, does it? With that white line around that Indian guy.
The little halo, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, they probably wanted him to pop.
I know, but it doesn't look right. It looks like it's a cutout, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's like he's a cardboard cutout. And I'll tell you what, that tombstone's big as well, unless he's only about 3'9".
No, it's a big tombstone. It was a big man.
Again, again, if you look at to the left of the tombstone, looks like they cut out again.
Yeah.
I wonder if that sky, that dark sky, was added later, and they didn't want to go up to the art
I don't know.
because it seems odd.
Yeah.
Would that cover have been in color?
Yes.
Because I would have thought they could have done the sky in color
yeah.
rather than drop that
I don't
black
know.
on it.
I don't know. Maybe that's why it was cut out.
Yeah.
It was Batlash 2. Let's take a look. I'll pull it up here on Bing and see what it's got to say.
Maybe it was somebody at the production department went too literal with it, and that sky was an overprint, but they stuck it on the artwork. Look at that, fantastic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not how that worked.
Yeah, and it also
Let me try to find a good image of it here.
the tombstone black is the same as the sky.
Yeah, it's not like that in the finished work.
So there has been separations then. So that's from the original artwork then. That's what we're
Yeah.
looking at.
Yeah, that's the original artwork here. Let me show you what the end result was. It's right there.
You see, there you go. This is what I was saying. Yeah, I can see it now.
So they went and they took that sky,
yeah,
and butted it right up against.
But they also changed it to blue, which is what I was saying about the overlay thing. Yeah,
there's still a lighter. There's still a lighter here. I can enlarge it here. You can still see a little bit lighter color.
See it, yeah,
right there. Look at that grand old coloring system there, where everything was in dots.
Fantastic.
Back then, yeah. So yeah, there's still a little halo around everything, but you don't notice it because there's a block of blue over top of it. Turned out really well.
It's odd to me to see the Indian guys in the snow. My brain always puts them in the desert, but it's warm, you know.
Oh yeah, no, they were all over.
Yeah.
Natives stretched from all across the continent, all across South America.
Well, they came down from the Bering Strait, didn't they, and all that. But yeah,
well, that's what they think.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily what happened. That's just what they think happened. Yeah.
They like I say, with the westerns, you see them; they're always in the sunshine in Arizona, down in Tucson, and places.
One thing I don't think they ever address, I don't think they came from the north. I think they came up from the south, that they're actually descendants of Incans and Mayans. The natives
I think it's the other way. I think the Mongolese, and they came across the Bering Strait and down and went all the way down through Central America into South America. That's what I think.
They all got into a large boat and just sailed over.
Maybe. I don't think they did. I don't think they had boats when they came across the strait. They just walked across it and just walked.
Yeah.
They migrated from the 10-foot snowdrifts to Texas, where it's warm.
I think they really need to do some DNA sampling and figure that out. But you know.
Yeah, but there's always that 5% that they won't tell you about, which is alien.
Yeah,
it's a different show.
That is a completely different show. To show great Aquaman cover. Sarah in the house. Good morning, Sarah. Nice to see you.
Sarah.
Wow, that chat in FB looks different than it used to be. Weird. Yeah. They're out. Facebook and these platforms are always playing around. They can't leave a good thing alone. Just seems impossible for them. Good to see you here, though, Sarah. We are looking at the artwork of Mr. Nick Cardy. Longtime comic master of composition, did a lot of great covers. during DC Silver Age. Really known for his work on Batlash, on Teen Titans, on Aquaman, and all of these phenomenal covers. Look at that.
Yeah, I'll
Also
tell
did
you
a
what
lot of commercial work.
what he does as well. On the previous page, he does. Sorry. I meant the page opposite that one.
Yeah.
That one, yeah, where he's kissing the girl. He does really good. He does the whole thing, doesn't he? He does really good close-ups, and he does really good, further back, pulled out shots and all that kind of thing. It's like we always say about the talking heads. He makes it interesting.
Yes.
And well, I just didn't realize how good this guy was.
Still in awe of his inking ability, though. I'm just really drawn to his inking work.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that.
Solid.
Look at that. So I'm going to say that arm. It's fabulous, isn't it?
It is.
You could see him drawing him mad as well, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he ever did any mad work, though. We'll see as we go along. Wonder Woman. Very classic. That's from a Secret Origins issue cover.
Right.
It was her and Wildcat. It's on that. What a great pose there. Just a great Wonder Woman look to it. It's him here with Julie Schwartz.
Yeah.
He always seemed to be kind of a grump to me until I got up and talked to him. I had him sign my sketchbook, and we talked for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and he was all smiles and joking around, and he was having a good time at the show. Editor Julie Schwartz, Nick Center. That's Nick here.
Yep.
Julie Schwartz, right standing. Carmine Infantino.
Ooh, look at that. The job
looking over
paid,
at stuff.
The job paid $500 book, but was it Giordano told him it was only 150? Ooh. Well, there you go. Not good.
Nope.
Wow.
That's some Mort Drucker mad looking stuff right there.
Yeah. Look at that nose on that guy.
Yeah.
Wow. That bottom left drawing as well is really sort of creepy type of style, isn't it? Where he's holding his bottom of that page, where he's holding his hands in front of his face.
Here, yeah.
Yeah. And the guy with the missing tooth.
Solid mad right there. Looks like Mort Drucker work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Aquaman and Mara. Again, no Aquaman. Is that Superman and Wonder Woman? Not sure who that is. That's definitely Wonder Woman, though.
Does it tell you to the left? To far left.
Right, cover DC Giant. It's right inset. Yep. Cover from Super DC Giant, number S17. About love. That's just a girl in a bikini then. Here we are. Thought it was Wonder Woman from the pants she was wearing. Here we are. Here's some great action Superman covers.
Look at that in that chair. How good is that? Wow.
The dentist's office.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Pulling teeth. This is very classic for in my day, my youth.
Yeah.
Because he's grabbing that youth like he's
And look at the power in the bottom right one with Superman being held back.
Yeah.
Power in those guys holding him back. I know it's Superman. Look at that line around the leg. What I was saying before about he's not scared to put a line down, is he?
No, right there. Look at that bulging muscle too. Just crazy.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That one was like this.
That's a great cover.
Look at that. Looks like he's done that with a dry brush, that smoky, cloudy thing in the background.
I'm sure it's what it is.
It's great the way he's carried it over the behind the
Logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that line there sort of stops it, doesn't it? That line underneath.
Yeah. I don't remember that cover at all. It's a great look, though.
It's probably unpublished because it was too good.
Number 440. Cover art for Action, number 440.
Wow, look at that.
Yep. Let's see what that looked like.
It's fabulous. That drawing there of him pulling those teeth is just amazing.
Yeah. This any angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just great, isn't it? I mean, how do you show that somebody in a chair? You lie on the ground and show that view. The worm's eye view of it. It's fantastic.
Oops.
I like the way he seemingly has sort of no regard for the logo as well. Like you say, that Superman one where he's squashing the U.
Yeah.
The dentist is covering up a lot of it. And then that one is going behind it. It's great. But the awareness of the logo, because that's important, is there. You know, it's just wonderful.
This is interesting to see this. Whoops. The right one. Sorry, folks.
No, they've ruined it, haven't they?
Oh, let me show that better. There. It's kind of interesting. They went and toned out.
It's not half as interesting to me, is it?
As striking, no. Yep, they dropped all of his dry brushwork back and made it purple. Look at that.
Well, it doesn't work.
And then put kind of a magenta screen here on Jor-El. No.
Yep.
But it made Superman pop out here, at least.
That's why they've done it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he blends in on the artwork.
Yep.
Don't let good art get in the way.
Yeah.
What do they say about these journalists? Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. You know, I'm sure people would have known who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, fabulous. When's that Action Comics from?
19. It doesn't give a year.
Right.
I would venture it's in the late 70s or early 80s, probably late 70s.
Wow.
Action Comics 440 at least.
Wow, that's fantastic, isn't it?
I've been a little behind here. Infantino sounds like a mafia last name. And they're actually plotting something with a double meaning, LOL. Yeah, it could be. Sarah says, Glenn.
Sarah.
Glad to see you guys too. Oh, wow. Awesome work. I can see why they did a whole book on him alone. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can't erase that back in the day. The inking, I'm guessing. It just very nicely done. Yeah. Yep. And Sarah says, wow. But the Action Comics art. Yeah. It's great stuff. So much detail and perfect shading. They had him doing a lot of those covers back during this time. Bulgy muscle. Oh my God. LMAO derp to my head. That cover of Action 440 is flawless, jaw dropping. Yeah. It's great material. Yeah. The black and white looks way better than color. Yep, it does. Yeah. Don't fix something that's not broken. Exactly. HR says they destroyed that cover. Yes, they did.
Yep.
That happens sometimes. There's some more classic covers. I remember that Flash book. Flash and Negative Flash. Or Reverse Flash, I should say. Little Superboy here, again with a gorilla. You can never keep Superboy selling. They stuck a gorilla there.
Brian Germain, I think he's going to be coming in.
He's welcome in. Brian
just asked me if we were live, so I said, yeah, come in.
Yeah, come on in.
Look at the drawing there, that on that ghosts on the left, that chariot thing with them horses over the top of that guy's head. How good is that? How good is that? The confidence to do that kind of angle.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
The hearse came at midnight. Copy of Ghosts.
And
Spectre,
he draws gorgeous
also
girls as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Also a great cover here with his hand.
Spectre, yeah.
Spectre. Some of those Spectres are really good. We need to go through the showcase presents that has the Aparo Spectres in it. Just phenomenal stuff. There's Secret Origins. That's a cover by Cardy. That's got the origin of the Spectre in it.
Wow.
I used to buy all those books, all those Secret Origin comics when I was a kid because I didn't have the origins of all these guys. It's really into the oddball characters. Sarah says, ooh, that's amazing detail and definitely with the angle. I want to read that Ghost comic. Definitely my style. Yeah. They did a lot of great horror comics back in the day. Ghosts, Witching Hour, House of Mystery. A lot of variety of people. They used to try out their new artists that way. They'd give them a 6 to 8 page story to do for the supernatural books.
You know, just before you turn over, you know, the Tales of the Supernatural with the carriage on.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting composition there. We've got the buildings framing the main drawing, and we've got that bridge thing stopping your eye carrying on into the distance.
Yeah.
Genius.
There.
Yeah, genius.
It's like a walkway.
And the way that the building on the well, both sides go into black as well to make the frame solid.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding.
But then this is on a large scroll here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people are coming out of that book?
Brian Germain's in the house. Brian, how you doing?
Brian, how are you doing? Where have you been?
How's it going?
We're just finishing now, Brian.
Yeah, I know. I'm late. Like,
we're about an hour in. We're looking at Nick Cardy. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was like, you guys are live, and then I seen that. Oh wait, you guys went live at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Just pretend I'm like
in.
at a time zone left.
Okay.
Whatever.
There's some more Witching Hour and Ghost covers. Dark Mansion.
Oh, look at those.
House of Secrets.
Wow.
You could stare at that for a while. Look at that face.
Look at that.
I got the whole House of Secrets. Well, not. I don't know if it's the whole thing, but I think it is. It's the big thick anthology thing. Yeah, Dark Elf Drow. Yep, Drow Elf Designs. That's me. I didn't use the term Drow because a lot of people think it's owned by D&D, even though it's not.
Yeah. Sarah says, whoa, I want to read all of those. Amazing. Sarah, you need to hit some local retailers, the ones that have back issues, because this is why I keep telling folks that they need to go back and look at these back issues. You know, look at the boxes that are closest to the floor. This isn't something that your local retailer would keep out way in the open. It's something that you have to look and in order to find. And there's so much great gold like this out there. You get these boxes of horror comics, even the old Charlton books that were printed incredibly horribly have great stories, great artwork in them. You just have to open them and take a look. And there's some crap out there. You'll find some crappy stuff too, but for the most part, you'll find a lot of great material like this. Go ahead.
Nick Cardy did all these here too.
Yeah. These are all
wow. And that one on the lower left or in the lower right on the left-hand page with the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one right there. That one's very reminiscent of The Killing Joke.
Yes, I was going to say
Yeah.
that joke.
And
book,
so I'm
yeah.
thinking, since that's older, I'm thinking that The Killing Joke is very reminiscent of that. Really is.
That's right. Yeah, Brian Bolland might have that in his collection.
You can almost see a little bit of bowling in there.
Yeah, it has a lot of a Wrightson feel to it too, in a way.
Yeah,
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Look at that cover.
it's lovely, isn't it? You know the cover to the right of it with the girl, the Spectre girl.
Bride of Death.
Have you got that in colour? Because I'd be interested to see what they've done with that. Because it looks.
See if I can find the number on it. House of Secrets, number 96. It looks like. I will look.
Yeah, House of Secrets. I think it was like an Essentials book, DC Essentials. That's what I got.
Yeah, they did a Showcase Presents on House of Secrets.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah. I don't go through a lot of the Showcase Presents or the Essentials because it's such a thick book. It's really, I'd have to sit here all
Very
day
thick.
and hold it down. Yeah.
That'd also be your whole season.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we'd go through
Your
multiple
whole
episodes.
season right there. Yeah, that's just some amazing stuff. I'm ashamed to say, like, before, before the 1988s, you know, like late 80s, there I was not very knowledgeable about who the artists were.
Yeah.
Even though I was kind of an artist, and I was not very knowledgeable about who the writers were. I just knew what I liked when I saw it, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started getting into making comics that I paid more attention to, you know, which artists were doing what.
It says House of Secrets 96. And it's not coming up. How bizarre. It must have been a rejected cover, maybe. So I can show you the.
Yeah, the 96
cover.
one is a different one.
Yeah. I think that's a Bernie Wrightson cover for 96. March. No, this has got January on it.
So they did do a.
It's weird. There's no escape from the House of Secrets. Let me see if I can find it another way here.
Could it have been a volume 2 or something, or no?
No, it's got the same logo.
One
address on it.
Gotcha. I see a colorized version of it. You want me to put that up there somewhere?
If you could, yeah.
I'm binging it right now, but yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you saw it, but
just be interesting to see.
There it is.
Yeah, you found it?
I got it.
All right, good deal.
It does say how it's the House of Secrets 96. That's really weird. Why they would have two of them as House of Secrets 96, unless the one I was looking at originally was a. Oh, yeah, I think that's the only version of it that Bing has here. Let me look.
I wonder if there was like an annual or because this one that you're looking at too with the Bride of Death is a 48 pager. I don't know.
Not all the way up to 96 though. Yeah. There, let me pull that through.
Yeah, the other 96 is the one the Wrightson looking cover one.
Yeah, yeah.
That one is a big issue also. So.
Oh, you see that
52 pages.
Yeah.
They gone through and made it purple.
Yeah. Very strange.
Yeah.
It works though. Right. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Must be why it was in kind of a gray shade here in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. It might be a bad reproduction in the book.
Yeah, probably.
Think about it, if they turned it to grayscale, right. That's what it's done, isn't it? Turn it to the grayscale version and lost a lot.
Yep.
I do like that Witching Hour logo as well. It's unusual.
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of charm in those old books there.
Yeah.
Black Matt says he loves the scuba diver. Sarah says, absolutely. This is true about looking through the boxes with the older ones, since they probably don't do facsimile issues unless no one cares. No, not at all. Good point. Especially on the horror books, even the romance books have some quality to them. But
yeah. They don't really reprint the old horror stuff.
No. Nope. I think the closest we got were those Showcase Presents. When I went to my local comic shop a week ago, he got rid of a lot of long boxes of the cheaper, older ones compared to what he had. Only maybe 3 or 4 long boxes of them now. He just wasn't selling them. That's why I keep saying you need to go in there and look and look as soon as you can. There were at least a dozen in his little shop before. Interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
I get my comics up in Saginaw from Galaxy Comics, and Scott has a huge, huge shop, and he's got 2 tiers of long boxes that stretch across his main floor, like you would, just a inventory like you wouldn't believe. Just great stuff. Here's some Crazies, some magazine. Yeah, he did some work for Crazy then. Master of Kung Fu covers that he painted.
Yeah. Look at that Al Pacino there. Is it Al Pacino on that Crazy magazine?
Serpico.
Yeah, Serpico. I'm going to say it looks like Serpico, yeah.
What was the name of that?
Time.
What was the name of that comic company with the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu there?
That's Marvel.
Eclipse,
right? Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah, because there's a big C in the corner, and I was like trying to.
No, that's Candace. That's Curtis. Curtis Distribution.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's what the C is. But these are Marvel comics.
Right.
Okay, I knew Marvel owned the character. I didn't know
Shang-Chi here. Yeah.
I thought it was the Eclipse logo.
Same thing with all the Crazies. All of this is Marvel. Crazy was Marvel. They were trying to cash in on the Mad Magazine phase at the time.
Magazine, yeah.
Was screaming. Yeah.
He's suddenly gone back 30 years to do the eyes, like the Land of the Time Forgot, the title in the rock.
Yep.
It's weird that they don't have the Marvel logo on the cover on those, or at least not highly visible, at least.
Honestly, the reason they didn't do that was because they felt Marvel had a certain stigma to it that was branded it as kiddie literature because of that code authority. So when they started out doing these black and white magazines, they didn't put Marvel on them at all.
Right,
because they didn't want to. They also didn't want to put the Comics Code Authority thing on them, probably.
Well, they didn't have the Comic Code Authority on it. That's why, if you ever see these or get these, they're surprising because there's a lot of toplessness in these Marvel black and white magazines. And their later reprints, they go through and cover it all up. But the originals are great.
Is that Carradine rather than Bruce Lee on that Crazy one at the top?
Here, yeah,
probably.
Yep. But like I remember, there was a whole Star-Lord story that Carmine Infantino drew, where the girl was topless all the way through the story, because Carmine had a different idea of what a breast looks like than I do, and I'm like, that's a really odd looking. What are those, bananas? Anyway.
Maybe that's the only way he could get away with it.
No, that's the way he liked to draw them. Because back then they encouraged that stuff, especially when Warren was out and making a lot of money. When they started that black and white line, they were, as close to adult comics as they could get.
That's a sharp Speedy there on the right-hand page, or it might be Green Arrow. Actually, it's Green Arrow, I think.
See that girl stalking the guy? That's like Gil Kane. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Is that Speedy?
Look at this, especially in the inking here.
The nose and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Speedy here.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That's a good page right there, though.
This Teen Titans. Look at that arm coming out, breaking the panel.
Yeah.
Yep, breaking through the panel, his foot breaking through. Yep.
Look at that face on that guy though at the end running away. Fantastic.
Yeah. So stuff Wilson can draw breasts for you. Yeah.
So put this Steph Wilson down somewhere. Right. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Let me get that information.
Wow.
For scientific purposes, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Hawk and Dove crossing into Teen Titans.
Nice.
And on that bottom panel, she's laying on the bottom of the panel.
Yeah.
You know, Hawk's costume is what I based the original Moonshadow. Actually, Hawk and Dove's costumes are what I based Moonshadow off of.
Okay.
Little random trivia there. But a lot of people think I did base it off of Spawn, but the color scheme is decidedly Dove, and the cape is kind of Dove, but the mask and the way the cape is the way the cape is kind of flared like that is Hawk and Dove kind of thing mixed.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because when people have seen it and said, "Oh, that reminds me of a Hawk from DC," I was like, "Oh my gosh, somebody got it!" Instead of saying it just looks like Spawn.
But of course, all reference only. LMAO. Such a unique. He has such a unique style. Yeah, he does. Now we're going to get into some of his commercial work.
Wow.
Nice.
Bad News Bears. It's great.
I have to see that movie now. They might be robbed at Big Bertha's.
Yeah.
Or they might the night they robbed Big Bertha's. Yeah. I have to see that movie now. That is a must see now.
That's a Grindhouse movie, I believe. Grindhouse style movie.
Amazeballs.
Probably is. If you look on was it Crackle or Tubi, you might be able to find it.
Yep. Oh, I will find out.
Pluto.
You guys might not know this, but I am an internet junkie. So I've been computing since I was 12.
Well, if you're out there and you ever see anybody showing Journeyman, let me know. It's been a long time since I've seen that show, and I can't get a copy of it myself, which I would love to have. It's a 13-episode TV show that I'm really fond of. The writing on it is amazing.
Somebody made a movie in 2017 called the same thing, but I don't know if it has the same premise.
No, it's not the same thing. Nope, it's not the same thing. So it's done, I think it was Alan Ball did it. He's not letting the rights of it out. He's pissed at NBC, who ran the show. They ran it during a writer's strike, and they ended up showing it in really oddball times, and it was the kind of show you had to watch and watch in succession.
Is it an old one, or is it the 2007 thing?
I think it's 2007.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of that out there.
Sci-fi, apparently.
Yeah, it's about a guy who gets yanked back in time, and he's a former gambling addict, and they think he's going off on benders, but he's being yanked back in time to change an event. And then once something in the timeline happens that either corrects it or doesn't, makes it worse, they send him back up, or whoever is yanking him back. And they never really showed or explained exactly how he did it. He just figured out that it was happening to him. And then it also happens to his ex-fiancée who died in a plane crash, and he ends up running across her at the same time. And then he has to go back up to modern day and explain to his current wife that he's seeing his old fiancée every time he jumps back in time.
Wow.
And come to find out, she's being yanked forward. She's in she's actually from the 40s. She's being yanked forward to change things, and he's being yanked backwards, and they keep crossing paths to try to correct the situation. And right before it only ran 13 episodes, and there was a real progressive to the storyline. I could talk about this show I dedicate a show to it. I love this show. But at the end, he's finally convinced his brother that he's jumping in time. He finally convinces his wife that he's jumping in time. In the very, very last episode, they explain that he's being yanked back and forth to change little things because all the little things add up to a big thing. And he runs across another guy who went insane, who was being yanked back and forth in time. And he figured out how to stop it, signs himself into an asylum, and puts him, gets prescribed all of these crazy drugs, which keeps him grounded. And he tells the guy what's going to happen to him and that he can't go back and keep trying to change the timeline. And that was another point in the show. You can't go back. He couldn't go back and fix the big things. He had to fix the little things because all the little things add up to something huge.
That's crazy.
And he said the way that you can tell a time traveler is by his shoes. It's always the shoes. So the first time he runs across the guy in the asylum, he looks at his shoes and he goes, "Oh, you travel back and forth in time."
Yeah, nice.
I'm like you. Yeah, it's really a good show. Anyway, sorry, folks. Sounds like a bit of time tunnel. Yeah, the episode where they try to save the Titanic. Yep.
Or maybe almost like an involuntary quantum leap.
Yeah. Well, he has to figure it out first, and then he has to convince everybody else that he's doing it. And the way he convinces his wife is he takes her ring, and then he goes back in time, and he throws the ring in a toolbox, and he puts the toolbox, buries the toolbox where he knows there's a patio slab at his house. And so he grabs his wife, takes her to the backyard with a pick and starts chopping at their patio till he pulls the box up, opens the box, shows her the newspaper, and then gives her back her ring in order to convince her that he's actually jumping back and forth in time.
Right. It's
crazy. Really, it's a great show. Anyway, off topic. Nick Cardy, folks. Here we go. That looks like Joan Collins.
Yep.
Decrepit bat fart. It's a nice one. Look at that.
Anyway, I found that you can watch it on Plex.
Really?
They do have it. They do have it on Prime Video. It says too. I don't know if that's actually true, but
it's old. Yeah, Prime hasn't shown it in years. But I'll look again.
Well, no,
Heck
yeah. But you might be able to like.
But yeah, if you catch it. The cool thing about the show is the guy was so upset at the writer's strike. He knew the series was going to be canceled. So he takes the last episode and he ties it all together and loops it to the first episode. It's really good. Really crazy the way that he wrote it. Anyway. Cardi portfolio. There's a Wonder Woman. That's cute.
That's awesome.
He didn't paint that, did he?
No, it says he did touch-ups on it. Touch up the original.
There you are.
Specifically on C-3PO and R2-D2, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the original painting of that, they didn't look like that at all. Yeah. C-3PO looked more like the female robot from Metropolis.
Oh, right. Yeah, like the original, the old painting that was the old Lucas.
Yeah, and R2 looked more like a trash can. Yeah.
Yep.
Sarah says, look at the men's facial expressions there. She's pulling their faces to hug him. Yeah, ROL. The picture on that second page. I love the shading. Yeah. Almost as good as Glenn's shading.
Oh, thank you.
Am I seriously the only one that noticed that? LOL. Yeah. More party portfolio. Here we are. That's beautiful. Look at that. All detailed.
Yeah.
That picture of the guy on that page too, the one on the left, not that one, on the one where she's pulling the guys in to hug him. He kind of looked like Dean Jones too, the one that looked like Joan Collins.
Here,
right there, that guy. Yeah, the guy on the left kind of looks like Dean Jones from Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah,
it looks to me like the guys are going to kiss.
It's like a little.
Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe it's a the war is over
Yeah.
picture.
Could be.
Yeah.
Kiss and make up, you know. That's funny.
The guy with the German helmet is saying, "Got a room?" And the guy with the pith helmet is saying, "Sure do."
At the layout for a movie about the South African Boer War,
Yeah.
done 20 by 17.
Wow.
And they don't even know who it was for because it's copywritten to the respective copyright holder. Used to watch it a lot. LOL.
Stephen Boyd and Joan Collins.
Mm.
Okay.
That would be my guess. And
Sure did look like Joan Collins. So yeah.
yeah, I'm looking. Trying to find the name of the movie.
Variation of Lion.
That's San Francisco, isn't it?
Rally Round the
isn't it?
Flag, boys. I think is what it was called.
Rally Round the Flag.
Yeah.
We should do a program. We should do a program on Joan Collins's work, and it'd last about 10 seconds. The show, wouldn't it? She's only ever
I don't
been in
know.
She was only ever in Star Trek and her sister's films.
Yeah.
I think she was in Dynasty. I didn't watch that. Or Dynasty, as you would say.
Yeah. Joan Collins, though, is in my favorite Star Trek. So, Sitting on the Edge of Forever.
she's one of those people who are famous for being famous.
Yeah. She did a pretty good acting job in that. There's a little All in the Family action working here. Archie Bunker, Edith.
Yeah.
Howard Cosell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm not
That
saying
really
she's
looks like Mort Drucker, doesn't it? That really looks like Drucker.
Yeah. I'm not saying Joan
Carson on
Collins is a bad actress.
That'd
She
be
just
great.
isn't in anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Columbo.
No, I think where Joan Collins got the big props or whatever would be from the nighttime soap opera. What was it? Knots Landing.
That was
or,
Dynasty, is what you're thinking of.
Dynasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Peter Sellers. That's good.
Pink Panther. Digging on that.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers. Is it?
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah.
Here.
Oh,
Yep. That's
Peter
Sellers.
Falk.
This
Yep,
is Peter
Peter
Falk
Sellers.
here.
Peter Sellers, yeah.
Johnny Carson here, it looks like.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Is that Jimmy the Greek?
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably.
I don't know the others.
It's a big sports announcer. Was big sport. He's no longer around, but he ended up getting canceled. He was one of the early cancellations because he said on the air that the African athletes were gifted because of their climate that they were in and their genetics, and for some reason that really ticked the network off, and they fired him.
Well, because at the time to say anything good about Africans was probably a bad thing back then, you know. So
Yeah.
how dare you say they're gifted?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice.
Barbra
Is that
Streisand? Is
Lily
that- is that
Tomlin on the
private?
Yeah.
left there, right?
Barbara Streisand, yeah.
Yeah, and then on the left there, you got it's
There's
Liza
Lily Tomlin.
Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli.
Or Liza Minnelli, yeah.
And
Lily
you-
Tomlin, yeah.
and
Liza
you-
Minnelli, that's what I was thinking.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
Burt
that,
Reynolds,
that
yeah.
almost looks like Anchorman there more than Bert.
And you've got Don Corleone at the top.
Yeah.
That Liza Minnelli's good.
Yeah, Liza
Yeah, I
Minnelli,
like that a lot. It says a lot.
And then,
I like
then
the
who's the
line
guy
work.
with the glasses with the big forehead? And I recognize him too, but I can't
Okay.
Yeah.
pinpoint his name. Shoot. I don't know. Kind of looks like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Just caricature.
Kind of looks like that. A little bit like the Riley character, but it's not. I think it's supposed to be.
It almost looks like Truman Capote.
Yeah, it could be maybe. Yeah.
And that really looks like Barbara Streisand. Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way he's done it.
Does it say what the medium on the bottom of that Streisand picture is? Acrylic, I see, and then
Yeah, acrylic 12 by 18. It looks like. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Glasses again here.
Yeah, I would have almost thought that was mixed media.
10 by 16. Nick had to get approval from Barbara Streisand to produce the work. And again, it's copyright to the respective copyright holder.
Yeah, yeah.
This is for Funny Girl. Yeah. He had to get approval from Streisand. Yeah, Truman Capote.
Yeah, that's
Michael says. Matt Black for her to be pulling the face. Yeah. Says, I wonder what's going on behind Liza. Yeah, for her to be pulling that face. Yeah. Liza Minnelli being goosed. We're getting into a color section here.
Here we go. This is what we're talking about. The watercolors from the war. He is carrying colors around with him. Look at that.
He must be, yeah. That's great.
Yep, yep.
Look at those. Look at the bottom.
Dynamic stuff here. Yeah, down here.
Yeah, the guys against the green tank.
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah.
It's firing the cannon, isn't it? As well. For that flash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who is the other guy before Errol Flynn that was Robin Hood?
Douglas Fairbanks Jr.
Yeah, Douglas Fairbanks. They're on the left. It looks like maybe.
Yeah. That guy at the bottom looks like Fidel Castro playing Nick Fury.
Che Rivera.
Che Guevara or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Self-portrait. Look at that. How good is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's just amazing.
You know, he wants to think of himself as smart because he's got that pipe working there. Yeah.
Well, he's
intellectual.
But how ironic it's not a good drawing of a pipe, is it?
No.
Must be the only thing he's not drawn well.
It's because when he was drawing, he was looking at himself in the mirror and he didn't have the pipe in his mouth at the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'd like to draw myself with a pipe.
Yeah. And the sergeant said to him, "You look better with a pipe."
Yeah, it's funny.
But he didn't have any reference. Wow. That's a better pipe, isn't it?
That's a classic cover here. Yeah, much better pipe.
Who is that up on the top left there? Is that him again?
Here? No.
Oh, the pipe guy. Is that an older Nick Cardy or is that just somebody else random? Can't see the...
Nick's father.
Oh, Nick's father.
That's who that is.
Maybe
probably same pipe.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe that's why he did the one with him in the pipe.
Yeah, could be.
That Teen Titans is amazeballs.
I'm just looking at that. Yeah, look at that shadowing at the top there on Robin. How good is that? Yeah. Wow. I wonder who coloured these things.
I couldn't tell you. No idea.
And that girl, the blue face of that girl there, it's fantastic.
Sarah says, "Oh my God, LOL, Glenn, there are so many reasons I love you." Interesting with this style of using color. I like it better than when others were coloring his work. Yeah. Here we are. Again, classic cover here. First introduction of Wonder Girl's costume.
Yeah, her new costume. You know what's funny is that original Wonder Girl costume. If you did a take on that original Wonder Girl costume now, and you just went back to that, that would be more in style now than the current Wonder Girl costume.
Yeah, I love this costume though. The red.
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
The thing that stands out as well for me with these covers is the way that the lettering is integrated into the design and the drawing. Look at the titles running alongside beams of light, and that Aquaman logo down there is amazing.
Yeah,
you know, the whole, it's like Eisner pulls everything in. You know, when he does the title in the bricks on the side of the wall, that kind of thing. The whole thing, and without getting boring, this is what I always say about doing hand lettering on these covers, because it's unique. The fonts are unique to the drawing. Generally, do you understand what I mean? Rather than using a font and just changing it a bit or whatever, or just dropping the font on. The whole thing is a piece of artwork.
The font, the writing is art in itself.
Yeah.
It's part of the composition. Another set of great covers here.
Look at that Teen Titans logo, though. That Teen Titans logo on the right there. Does Teen Titans know the image took their eye? Is it? I'm just messing.
Yeah.
It looks just like the image logo.
It does.
It says something else as well. Look at that! Wow.
Blam. That'll catch your eye on a newsstand, huh?
Holy crap, that is... Wow. That is just too cool right there.
All of them are just great. Yeah.
I mean,
that, and I love the Teen Titans again on the top left, on the next page area, top left, where he's punching Robin there.
Punching Robin.
That is just like the coloring on that. It just seems so crazy for that time period.
And then look at the Girls' Romances cover, the lovely drawing there, and the angle, the position, the composition of the characters, everything again. And then you look to the left, and there's that, the battle ends and the sea dies of the Aquaman explosion thing. It just shows you how well he can draw. You've got the guy looking at his girlfriend or whatever he's doing, and you've got this other guy being blown up. Do you understand what I mean? And it's just wonderful stuff.
Yeah, he's very good at pulling out like that emotion in you, like just that visual emotion. Like Aquaman is definitely in danger there, and there is definitely some action going on, and definitely whereas in the romance thing, it's definitely a kind of a sweet, but possibly got some kind of like she's like worried about something kind of thing.
It's got some action going on later on that one.
Right. that's after the cover.
Sarah does exactly what I was just talking about.
A few pages. You got to flip a few pages.
The facial expression blows me away. That's amazing. Yeah, it is. So stop cover here is good too.
Oh yeah. And on that Aquaman with the on the first page, the last one. Look how they've used the white as well. Yeah. They've used the white of the cover of the paper basically to make it stand out. It's just incredible work. I've never seen these before. It's just amazing.
Brave and the Bold.
And just before you turn over, the left-hand Aquaman on the opposite page, where he says, "I can't hold on to you." What I was saying about the lettering being a part of the composition, the lettering's on its side, whereas normally it would obviously be straight. And on the big pull and everything, it's just, and even Aquaman curves down to make the circle with the title. The lettering, it's just absolutely brilliant. This is brilliant work.
Not afraid to move that logo around.
Yeah.
That Brave and the Bold there has got to be one of the first. Well, maybe not one of the first, but like a prime example of that, like high contrast noir look. That was so popular in the late 80s. Yeah,
that was real big in the day. That was Neil Adams brought a lot of that in.
Yeah, I was saying that was back from what it was like 1970s. Is this cover here?
Yeah, I would say so. And 73, 74 probably.
That Black Canary which says "Welcome to Fun City," and she's been in some car smash or something.
Yeah.
Damn.
That top left is a real sort of Neil Adams kind of pose, isn't it? Where he's slugging Robin, that guy.
Yeah.
You could see Neil Adams drawing that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Little did you know that the guy punching Robin is Neil Adams.
Is it?
No, I'm just
it's
messing.
Aquaboy.
I'm going to say it's not like the Neil Adams I've seen, maybe.
Also a classic cover for me. I remember that a lot.
Is that Bizarro?
Here. Where? Here?
That's Superman.
that's
Yeah,
Superman.
that's actually Superman. Okay.
If you look to the left of that one you pointed at, then with the Superman holding that guy with the crutches, that pose and that line where it reminds me a lot of Jerry Ordway when he went on to Superman after Byrne left.
Yeah. Yep. I can see that.
Yeah, that heavy line work. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're great.
I mean, there's another unsung artist, Jerry Ordway.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I loved his run on Batman stuff.
Yeah.
Says I notice a lot of circles on that page. Now that you mentioned the Aquaman covers, Glenn. Oh, look at that skull with horns. Yeah, it's a great cover here. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
They're all
I'll
on
tell
a
you what,
raft.
you'd like these framed on your wall, wouldn't you? These original artwork for these things.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yep.
Look at this.
I mean, these would even make great posters too, just or
Yeah.
great wall hangings that
Yeah.
not even original art, just like a full on 20 by 30 wall hanging would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, back during this period, the covers were really looked at as a part of the art form because that's what sold the comic.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
If you look at that Superboy where the train is, that one, yeah. Look at the buildings are very Eisner, aren't they, in the background? Very Will Eisner type of buildings. Yeah.
Hardcore forced perspective, almost fisheye.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Great stuff. And then this is great too here.
Yeah.
With the hands and the witching hour.
Just great stuff.
That's one of the things I've always liked. You know how they got the heads on that Superman cover, all the heads lined up on the side there.
Yeah.
I always like that on a comic cover. I do like that when they did that with where the whole border of the cover was that heads wrapping around the picture.
Yeah, they do it on the Teen Titans, but they do the full figure.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
But it's reminiscent of the little box up in the left-hand corner or whatever.
Yeah.
Another classic cover.
This one here, I remember in my youth that figuring out who the artist was because it was done so well.
I remember that Superman where he's hanging next to it.
Here, yeah.
That one there. That one above it, the Batman above it, looks like a Neil Adams kind of composition again, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Wow, it's just fantastic work.
It's a great.
I wonder where all this artwork is.
I don't know.
I wonder who's got it in their garage.
Somebody's private collection, right?
Yeah.
And then this cover here is very iconic. I've seen that around a lot.
Again, if you drop the yellow from that, they cleared Superman from any kind of interference in the background, haven't they? So we see him, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Is that Jimmy Olsen on the ground there? That's
no, just a kid, Superman.
Just a kid, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're getting into
this. Oh, look at this.
Love that.
Wow.
Great.
Curve on that horse, that black horse there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fantastic. Great action in this. It's a great.
Yeah, it looks all to me that one looks almost like Steranko would do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That curve, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm loving that one. Actually,
I tell you what, there's not many artists I could look at the work all day, but this guy certainly is one.
It's got a wide variety of stuff.
And look at just go back a second. Look at that last panel. the red on the brick behind the girl,
Yeah.
the wall, absolutely outstanding.
Fantastic.
I think
Yeah.
I think one of the things I love about this guy's work, because like I said, I'm not very familiar with his work until like just this stuff here that I'm seeing today.
Me too.
You know, and that you know, I think one of the things I like the most about it though is that he's very much not a one-trick pony. You know, like he's got all sorts of different styles going on. He's got different mediums and different just even different art mediums. You know, like
we were saying earlier on, Brian, about how he can draw anything. He's drawing cowboys and horses here, but he's drawing, you know, the superhero stuff before, war stuff. Oh, he's a real artist. But look at that. Look at how heavy those clouds are on the bottom panel there with the guy with the gun and the horse. Look how it's like it adds to the guy's worry, doesn't it? You know,
His weight. Yeah.
The weight of the clouds, and it's like very oppressive, that the whole scene.
You can almost hear it. You can almost hear it. There's a storm coming in on
and it's wearing blue shirts. Oh, look at this. John Wayne. Look at that.
Look at that.
Wow. Look at the guy with the camera looking up, taking the picture. Is that the Sistine Chapel?
Yeah, yep. Sistine Chapel.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at that bottom drawing there, Charles de Gaulle. Wow.
Who knows? Yeah.
You know what they call the man who looks after Charles de Gaulle, don't you? De Gaulle keeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is again.
I laughed entirely too hard at that.
Wow. I don't think he's done his nose big enough. It's longer than that. Look at that. It's kind of that one
right
with that one with the minarets there looks like a National Lampoon, doesn't it?
Yeah, another Lampoon or Mad Magazine, probably from something like Crazy or whatever, like that one was.
Yeah, it was probably either that or a movie poster. This reminds me of watching my grandpa doing oil painting, self-taught, and was an amazing artist. Yeah, this is great paintings. Wow, look at those paintings. Dang. This is that horse of the guy riding it with his hat flying off. I'd hang even copies of some of these. It's inspiring. Yeah, it's great stuff. It's all that freaking detail. It's Sistine Chapel. Holy eye candy. And Neil Adams and Wrightson had a competitor for best horror covers. Yep. Bubbleless Nose. Dan the House. How can I get out of here? Dan, you're welcome to leave at any time, but we're glad you're here. Yeah.
You can check out
like button, hit that love button.
Never leave.
Yeah, somebody gave us a little angry emotion. Oh, that's Dan. Dan's having a hard time leaving. We don't want you to go, Dan.
We control the horizontal.
Yeah. We control the vertical. That's what you want to see. A couple guys riding an ostrich. Yeah.
Wow.
Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. This has got to be a movie.
Guys riding an ostrich. Is that Swiss Family Robinson reference there? Or
I don't know.
That's his pencil work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. God, dog grabbing its tail.
23 by 18. Still can't read it. Sorry, folks. Poster layout for Nickelodeon, drawn in pencil.
is that the? Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's called Nickelodeon. That's the movie, not the TV station. It says the name of the movie was Nickelodeon.
Gotcha. Yeah, 1976 American comedy, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, stars Ryan O'Neal and Burt Reynolds.
Peter Bogdanovich. Yeah.
There's Apocalypse Now.
It's Marlon. Yeah. Marlon. Bogdanovich, if you ever get a chance to see What's Up, Doc, classic movie. Very underrated.
Saw that when it came out. Was it
Barbara
1972?
Streisand and is it Paul
Ryan O'Neal.
Ryan
O'Neal.
That's it. Yeah. Yep.
What is that?
Streisand literally plays Bugs Bunny in that movie. It's great.
Yeah, and Ryan O'Neal is also in that Nickelodeon, so he must have been one of a Bogdanovich favorite type of, or just because he was big, super big at the time
he
too.
was big in the day.
Yeah.
That one on the left, I recognize that from the movie it's from, but I can't remember the name of the movie.
Is that like Meatballs?
Something like that, yeah. And it's got the written logo on the sign. And
It's Meatballs. Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, Meatballs. Yep. Dead person. Cool.
Oh wow.
6 in a hot tub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Mull, recognize
Yeah,
him.
Martin Muller, right dead center there. Yeah.
Is that him again in the hot tub on the right?
Yeah.
That looks like George C. Scott here.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Great illustration.
Does that say what it's from? Is that from Serial?
1980.
Oh, no. You're thinking
second
Soap?
movie
No.
poster.
No. There's a movie called Serial. It's a kind of a forgotten movie, and it's like a Martin Mullen.
Yeah, that
there's a
is.
hot
Unused
hot
movie
tub
poster
theme.
for Serial. Yep, that's what it says. Unused movie poster for Serial. It's the
Oh, yeah,
second
yeah.
movie poster commissioned for Serial.
Man, those are better than the movie cover. I think that one on the right,
In the
man, should have
watercolor.
been that one on the right should have been the movie cover.
Yeah.
That's very much
The
your
movie
typical
cover is not
movie
very
poster.
great.
That's very much your typical movie poster illustration for the day.
Yeah.
Animal House type stuff.
When was that done? 1980.
Yeah, 1980, I think, somewhere around there. Yeah,
Superman.
1980 exactly.
Come on.
That's a classic.
Lex Luthor.
Wonder if he
that's
drew
cool.
that before Reeve posed in it.
So it's Superman shaking hands
Layouts and
with
promotional sketches for Superman. Pencil, various sizes. This is layouts for the Superman movie.
yeah. So that's Lex Luthor or Superman shaking hands with or standing next to. Is that Christopher Reeve or is that who's that on the right there?
Is that Marlon? That's Marlon.
Oh yeah,
Brando.
Marlon Brando, yeah, and then Luthor down
Jor-El.
on the bottom.
Well, yeah.
Is that Gene Hackman maybe? Or,
Luthor.
Yeah. It looks like Stan Lee as well, doesn't it?
oh, like,
I know it's not, but it's Gene Hackman. It looks like
See
Stan Lee.
Gene Hackman right there, yeah. Piece commissioned by the Danish government requesting citizens to pay their television tax. Pencil top and colored mark bottom. 20 by 16. Oh, look at that.
Wow. Super Jocks.
Heroes illustrated by Nick Cardy. And the Super Jocks. Yeah, this is a great piece here. Love this. Looks like it's pencil. 1998. Advertisement for Heroes Aren't Hard to Find comic convention program. Pencils 11 by 17.
wow.
Look at that. That's just fan. Phenomenal.
Love that.
We are closing in at the end of the hour, folks. We have chapter 10, Silver Age Stylus Extraordinaire. I'm going to just fast move through these pages here so that you get a chance to look at it. It's bad, actually. Again. Such great ink work here.
Where did you pick this up at Ollie's, Randy, or did you found somewhere else, or
No, I got this at a show.
at a show? Okay.
Yeah, one of the last shows that Nick did.
Oh, okay.
You signed it, Brian.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Sign it.
Got a signature in my sketchbook as well. Folks, we've been looking at the art of Nick Cardy. There are, I checked on Amazon. It's not this version of the book, but there is another printing of this book that's available up there now.
There's a beautiful cover there, too.
I'm not sure if it has, yeah, I'm not sure if it has more material in it or not, but there it is. And there's the man right there, Nick Cardy.
Wow. Ooh, the creeper, man, that's badass.
Mm-hmm. Some fantastic stuff there, folks. Next time you look at these old Silver Age books, keep Nick Cardy in mind. He did quite a few of them covers, especially the more iconic ones, the ones that really stand out. It's great, great stuff, folks. Wonder if he's going to start getting into the Porky's art. Looked closely at official movie posters. No artist name anywhere. I have some Dune 2 official movie posters. Yeah, he might have. But trying to figure out, they didn't put the artist names on any of the posters, even in the tiny print. Weird. Well, a lot of these movie studios didn't want the artist to take second stage, to take credit on this stuff.
I did some posters, and they took my name off. And I managed to get one on, and the guy rang me up and asked me where it was, and I'd written my name backwards in the tire tread of the car.
Dang.
And he was not very pleased because it had gone to print, you see. So there was this running theme where he wouldn't allow me to sign it, and I thought, right, well, I'm going to do. So I wrote it backwards in the tire tread in the mud.
Just became a challenge. That's all.
I used to do that. I used to hide my signature all over in drawings because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should
if someone stole it that way, then I got a little signature in there hidden.
Yeah. I mean, why shouldn't you get a credit for it?
Credit,
you did it.
Absolutely. Yep. Brian, tell folks how they can find you.
These days, you're going to find me most of the time on the weekends at Action Surge 5e on Twitch and YouTube. And you can check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/darkelfdesigns to see a bunch of my artwork and stuff like that. You can find me all over Facebook, actually. I got too many Facebook pages. But yeah, Action Surge 5e is what I'm trying to promote right now. I do D&D live plays. I do miniature painting. I do D&D supplements. A little bit of D&D adjacent video gaming. Anything that has to do with like medieval fantasy type stuff. That's about it.
Cool. All right, Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
All over the place, I think. If you go to Google and put my name in, you can find me there. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all the usual outlets that we shouldn't spend as much time as we do on. But yeah, if you go to Amazon, I'm on there. All my books are on there, magazines and stuff. If you go to Fun My Comic, I'm on there. Just put my name in Google, something will come up.
Yep. He said typing furiously. Here we are. Folks, hopefully if I spelt my name right, I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been your host. You can find my stuff over at arrowcomics.store, where if you go over there now, we have a subscription campaign now available where you can get some great digital copies of Arrow stuff once a month for as low as $5, as well as news and upcoming stuff that Arrow has planned. There's a lot of stuff coming out of Arrow here in the next couple of months, the upcoming year. In fact, you don't want to miss out. That includes comics, Indie Comics Unlimited. The Atlantean is coming. There's so much more. The Anniverse Omnibus is also on my immediate bucket list to get done as well. So we'll see some an Anniverse collection out, as well as a Varsel's Vixen book by Sue Van Camp. So lots more on the way. So go over there, aerocomics.store. You might want to bookmark it and refer to it every once in a while, or better still, subscribe to it. And get
Can I
some
make
of the great stuff
recommendations?
that's
Can
coming
I
this
make
way.
recommendations?
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
The Fool. If you go to aerocomics.store,
Oh, there you go.
Pick up the Fool over there.
Yeah, you can get the first issue of the Fool in color over there. Yeah.
Yeah, the Fool, and if you have War of the Worlds up there, then I would recommend.
I don't have War of the Worlds up there because Caliber's got control of that property. They've got
Gotcha. Okay.
that's over at Amazon. You can get War of the Worlds Infestation. It's a book that I wrote with artwork by Horace. It's a 5-issue.
I thought maybe the Haven and the Hellweed was up there somewhere.
No, I wanted to call it Haven and the Hellweed, but Caliber insisted on calling it Infestation because it was a shorter title. So I'm just like, well, whatever you want to do. That's all right. I still get quarterly royalty checks from that. So
Yeah.
it's all good. Every once in a while, I get to go to McDonald's.
Well, go check out the War of the Worlds at Caliber then too, I guess.
Yeah, War of the Worlds Infestation, available over on Amazon. So that's in digital and in hard copy form.
But while you're at the
Shadow
Kingdom
will be available over at aerocomics.store here shortly as well as a number of other versions. Red Dragon Publishing is currently offering, I think they're running the campaign now on the Shadow Kingdom in Portuguese for the Brazilian and Portugal comic market. So
that trailer is
just
pretty
fantastic. Yeah, just unbelievable. Folks, we look at this stuff because we love this stuff. These are some of the great examples of sequential art that inspire us, that keeps us going, that fuels our efforts ourselves. And there's just so much great stuff out there. We love showing it off. We're so glad that you're here. We know the majority of our viewership is after the fact because very few people get up Sunday mornings, let alone get up just to watch us. But we do appreciate you stopping by. We want you to leave a note, a comment section in the chat if you can, a like, any type of interaction on the platform that you see us on. Just goes to help our algorithms over at the Indie Comics Network. You can send them stars to help fund the channel and cover their expenses. And there are a lot of expenses with the StreamYard and stuff that they need to keep that channel running. So we don't see any money from this, but we just love doing it. Just love showing you this stuff. And you'll see a lot more in the weeks to come. Sunday Funnies, 9 a.m. There's more stuff. We'll be live again next week with more things. I'm not even sure what we're going to show off. But Friday, Comics by Night, you'll see more Jack Kirby over there. And you might see Kirby there for a little while as we're thinking of going through the New Gods material, as well as the fantastic Legacy book that I thought we'd only spend one episode on, and here we're spending at least 3, the Marvel Legacy of Jack Kirby. Over there, Comics by Night, folks, Friday morning at 5 a.m. Comics by Night, Indie Comics Network, Randy Zim YouTube channel. Please go like and subscribe. And the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel. Please go over there, like and subscribe as well. So anyway, we thank you very much for stopping by. We appreciate you. Matt Black says, Randy, do you deliver overseas? We have connections. We have people over there that can ship to you. So let us know. Aerocomics.store, I believe, does ship worldwide. So, folks, again, thank you so much. Try to talk positively about this art form, this industry, and this corporate comics and blah blah. It's so easy to get dragged down into negativism or even cyberbullying. Nobody needs that kind of crap in their life. Just go out there and talk positively about this industry. If you love comics, talk about comics, talk positively about this industry. Hating and creating, folks. Hating and creating. And we deeply appreciate you stopping by. So hopefully we'll see you again soon. We'll see you on the next one. Any last words from anybody? Buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours.
Yep. See you next week.
Try to leave this.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Buy our comics. Buy them all.
Buy them all. Yep. See you soon, everybody. Take care.
See ya.
Hey, kids, you want to see some great comics? It's Comic Book Show and Tell twice a week. Comics by Night, every Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern. and the Sunday Funnies every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel.
Void where prohibited, not available with any other offers. Side effects may include loss of boredom and a sudden urge to read more comics. Check with your doctor if a sudden rash appears.
Oh, anyway, lost it. Hang on, folks. Here we go.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.